you know, obviously set up a Jinx pick, but that's clearly what Weibo are trying to tunnel EDG into. So I wonder what Weibo's answer would be if they do decide to do it. This is what I was more curious on, right? Because I just said 30 seconds ago, TF has been banned against Weibo every game so far in the LPL. The fact that EDG didn't ban it means they're going to pick it up in the first rotation.
Wow.
Now for EDG, you don't have the Jinx. Maybe they themselves will go towards something like a Jhin. It is Viper's most played so far this split.
Dude, I don't think any other team would first pick Twisted Fate in this meta when bot lane jungle's so big. Or even mid Corki, right?
I feel like we've seen certain teams do it,
Okay,
but not very
so.
much. TF has a way higher presence in regions globally other than LPL rather than here itself. And Scout, surprisingly, has not played one game of the Corki this split.
Right.
So for EDG, they clearly want to stray away from that one. Scout has been way bigger on these champions that pressure the map. He's most played right now is Ryze, has 2 games on the TF. He's pulled out the Vex. So for EDG, they're going to keep funneling to that. They're not going to go to the Jhin like I speculated, though. Instead, going to go straight to the Ezreal. I wonder if they want to get, wanting to get, I'm sorry as I lose my words, some kind of enchanter duo, as they do,
that's
bringing out the Karma for Meiko.
So pokey. So win lane, Lyric, is that the goal again, returning to the narrative that we talked about with EDG?
Yeah, I definitely think for EDG, it's obviously going to be bot lane dominance. Now for Weibo, how are they going to answer? Are they going to look for an aggressive skirmishing 3v3 bottom lane with an engaged support? Or are they going to match Enchanter with Enchanter? They do pick up the Ryze into the TF, one of the answers. You can match his global presence with your Realm Warp. So we at least know we're going to see a lot of movement coming out from the mid lane.
I mean, movement from, yeah, you're right, both mid lanes. I love that you just mentioned the role. I also want to point out that, you know, we've seen Karma top in the past, and Flandre's already pulled out Annie top, so the world's his oyster. And with his unique champion pool, I wouldn't put it past him. However, Meiko's already picked up the support Karma, so I'll leave us with bated breath there, as jungler still hasn't been picked for EDG. Top laner support for Weibo Gaming, things to look out for.
I wonder if EDG will just ban the Rakan here. You know, no matter how they feel about the bot lane matchup, just the fact that it's On's most played by far, and he's 100% win rate on it. I feel like it's probably been the only champion he's looked comfortable on so far, but it seems like they are going to care more about the matchup-specific picks of things like the Nautilus and potentially the Thresh being the other ban, right? Things that can hook the Karma. You can bring SofM down and look for these 3v3s where these engaged supports are a lot more impactful.
I think as well, like if outside of engaged supports, the only other thing I think of is, you know, on the Lulu again.
Yep.
Where supporting the Jinx, you know, things like Yuumi he's played a bit of Lux as well. Things to keep our eyes out for. I can't speak either, as Nautilus was the first ban you mentioned. Double jungle ban from Weibo Gaming, so making sure Jiejie's not comfortable. But again, I think of things like Diego that he's recently been popping off on too.
Yeah, I think for Jiejie, right, he is such a wide breadth of picks. He's even pulled out the Volibear and the Olaf so far as well. But they are going to ban the Rakan. I think great ban against On.
Yep.
You did highlight something like the Lulu can come out, but I really feel like On has just looked most comfortable on engaged champions. I also prefer things like Lulu when you have junglers like Xin Zhao rather than the Lee Sin itself. I feel like for Weibo so far, their comp is a lot more pick-oriented. We hit on the 3 supports that EDG could ban out. Weibo are going to go with that third option in the Thresh.
All right, well, On's going to have to show us something special here. Received a lot of criticism in the last series. Great Rakan game, but as Lyric said, he's 6-0 on the Rakan, but everything else kind of falls a bit short. It's his time to shine against Meiko, who is a goddamn god-tier Thresh. Ladies and gentlemen, EDG bringing Volibear jungle back, though. And Lyric, we've seen this in the last series. I love it as they lock the Graves in as well. Jiejie actually didn't die last game on the Volley.
No, and he just looks so comfortable on a jungler that can have so much presence early game. For EDG, they just have such a nice ability to move and impact the map, right? Volibear going to be able to do well in the early game skirmishes, getting TF out of lane early as well. Your bottom lane should have prio in that 2v2, and then Flandre will be fine in that top lane matchup in the 1v1.
Lyric, I see the Shy on Gwen, though. Now, what have you been telling me about the Shy's Gwen? You remember?
4-0, baby. 4-0.
And it's a big pick. It's his best of the split so far in my book. TheShy, who's played 10 unique champions, who is the second highest damage share on this team, just under Angel, fun fact, who has been a priority here. We talked about his moderate checkup just before. TheShy in team fighting's been great, and his Gwen late game can team fight like no other. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Weibo team composition that, Lyric, you already talked about. A lot of pick potential here, a lot of map movement through the mid lane Ryze as well.
Yeah, both of them having those same opportunities available, right? Mid laners that have global or semi-global for Ryze, and very heavy skirmishing early game junglers. I do think EDG's comp is a bit more indexed into the early game pick in the fact that their bot lane also brings a lot of presence, to where for Weibo, I think they are a bit more team fight oriented, especially with the fact that they have that Gwen coming out on top side as well, the scaling from the Jinx.
Okay, I like that, because at this point in the series, at the start us off rather, we've already had fun comps that are going to get the action rolling early. Look for the level 6 marks of those mid laners as we run on in. Ladies and gentlemen, Weibo Gaming versus EDG. Not the series that you thought you wanted, but the series that you're going to need. Weibo Gaming, their last series against FPX. Lyric, do you remember? Remember that series?
I do. I was there.
My God, my voice still cracked from it. Absolutely broken, but it was a banger with a capital B. And I'm still not past it. As Weibo Gaming run into the Rift, they're 5-1. EDG undefeated 5-0. This is a battle of some of the best here. And if you're co-streaming, bit of a shout out here. No, I'm not looking for clout this time, Lyric. I'm not even going to say their name. But more importantly, if you're watching this as a viewer, I hope you enjoy and sit back and relax with us. Lyric. Got two
Sorry,
answers.
I was letting the clout kind of dissipate.
Okay, that's all right. I was just going to set you up with double unsealed spellbook in the mid lane. As we see a bit of a fan, but Flandre is actually going in onto TheShy. Hang on. 1v2 Flandre, a mistake, getting low. TheShy snips him down. There's no flash from the Gwen, but SofM chooses not to follow while Flandre burns the summoner. Now, that's the way to start this series.
It also just follows what we set up, right? That for Weibo, it has been a bit more topside oriented rather than bot. And it's like, hey, Flandre doesn't have flash. You know, typically EDG don't put too many resources up into that top side to potentially look to punish that cooldown. Was TheShy looking to get a ward and just put a bit of pressure on a Jiejie.
Having a good time with the Volibear. I mean, Jiejie just getting bullied out. Real big energy here, but the problem is TheShy's on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift. EDG are like, okay, we're still not touching it. Jiejie starts up the grob. TheShy, leave me alone. He goes back in, 1v2. Flandre now helping out. TheShy still going. What the heck? What a baller.
I mean, TheShy knowing, hey, they have no way of locking me down. I can do this. I can try and distract Jiejie, buy more time for SofM to get a bit of a tempo lead. Does it beautifully. Even a bit of a bluff there, right? I guess they theoretically don't know that SofM is just farming his jungle and not waiting in the wings for some kind of engage.
Lyric, again, I'll say it. That was a perfect way to start the series. In the bottom lane, EDG's poke begins off as well. Hey, I wanted to bring back to the team win cons here. We've seen a little bit of bullying, some shenanigans to kick us off. Is it about the 6 point? Is that what my eyes should be looking at first here for Scout and Angel?
Yeah, definitely. I think level 6 point is going to be massive as we go into a pause.
No, I was just setting up the soundproofing blanket, and now we go into a pause for the first time. What a shame. In Australia, it's very late, ladies and gentlemen. It's 10:30. So I thought, you know, let my partner sleep so she can wake up at 6 o'clock. Find a soundproofing blanket because she's right next door. Fine. Which is impossible with EDG and Weibo Gaming. Hey, first pause in a while though, dude. In a long while. Like, LPL does not have LCK pauses. And it's kind of incredible.
No. Yeah, I remember back in 2020, which is funny enough, because that's when we were actually, us as casters were in studio, that, holy, we were having pauses like every 3 series. Every other series there was a pause. But
Different
no,
arenas.
we've been doing quite well this time. That's true. We are just competing out of E1 singular arena, or I guess if teams are in different locations, right, you'll have one team play in Shanghai and one team play wherever they are, like Suzhou, for example.
Yep. But at this point, you know, we're only getting one team there, and it's been limited. So hey, we're only got a simple pause now. I don't know if this is a toilet break. We'll find out for you momentarily. I see the logo, guys, and when you see the Mercedes logo, yeah, it means we're back. We know. And that was one of the quickest pauses I've ever seen. So welcome back to Summoner's Rift. Lyric, what were we talking about before we went to El Paul's Arena?
we're going to talk about bot lane because also, interestingly, Viper took press the attack. Viper has taken this in solo queue before when he is playing the Ezreal Karma lane specifically. Yeah. So very clearly just wanting to index into more damage in the laning phase to just nail down that advantage is that was depressing.
That was depressing, but it was a good steal here from Jiejie as he walks in, setting up the scuttle. SofM trying to buy this time to get into mid lane, but Scout is being very cautious. So Scuttle for Scuttle trade, it seems like as a hook lands from on. Beautiful stuff, Ignite down as well. Meiko has to flash away while Viper. Arcane's just forward with the Ignite down. The return. Meiko was the one that got hooked, but he got first blood.
Yeah, and also this was going on in top side.
Flandre might be in a bit of trouble waiting for the Sonic Wave here. The flash forward from Scout. SofM buying his time. Flash with the Tempest Cripple. And now for Scout 1 versus 3. Weibo Gaming, we told you, they play towards the top side.
And I could see what was going on, right? Because during that skirmish in the bot side, Flandre actually made his way down to try to 1v1 zone SofM off Scuttle. He had push in the top lane. Just thinking he could do that. And you could see Scout was also trying to keep Angel in lane, fighting for prio. We're going to see which replay we get. We are going to get the top one, right? So, has push, moves over first, walks right into the Lee Sin. Was able to get the blind off, but doesn't do too much. SofM just keeps going with the trade. Also has the red buff as well, so getting that extra damage on and just really nice flash E to guarantee the kill. Now, Scout, it's in a really bad place. His jungler was in mid.
Yeah. But Lyric again. Expectations be damned. Maybe the wrong quote to start this game off, because with the top side already built up, I love that Angel and SofM moving together as a unit before this Ryze ult even comes in.
Yeah, already doing a nice job of linking up, especially for Weibo, when one of the things we hit on was their ability to play proactively in the early game. Yep. Really nice to see them. I guess not necessarily initiating that skirmish, right? It was Flandre coming down into him, but capitalizing on the aggression coming out from the side of Edward Gaming.
So, what changes now? We've got a Dragon coming up, or at least has been up for a little while. Herald in 2 minutes 45 as well. Can we come back to what we were talking about here with ultis from mid and how these transactions work around the first couple of objectives? Because a lot's happened in this short period of time. Bot's actually down by quite a number of CS. Viper and Meiko pummeling on Huanfeng and on. But TheShy's doing well on the top side, and the mid-jungle duo is in a lead.
I'm really curious to see how Weibo will look to respond to this pressure, right? Because they have pressure in mid right now. Even Angel having his flash over Scout will make it more dangerous for Scout to look at these plays. Yep. I'm going to pause both junglers in the bot side right now.
But SofM's level 5. Jiejie only 4. The Len's going to spot him out. SofM has to Warthog over the Dark Passage just in case there's follow-up. Meiko and Viper still safe out. So Jiejie playing towards a condition that we talked about before, Lyric.
Yeah, it's I think EDG's game plan was very obvious, right, in terms of how their draft played out. Wanting to play around this bottom lane, and how much damage Viper and Meiko have already done. For Jiejie, you're just going to see him continuously stay around this point. Bot side Scuttle about to come up as well, to where they can pick up that one. You'd expect them to be the team that should have prio on getting Drakes very early on. For Weibo, the thing we're going to be looking at is the fact that Ryze should be able to move first. Okay. Both mid laners are 6 right now. Angel has no mana, though, so probably will just be looking for a reset to where Scout does have a bit more freedom on the map, since he does have a mana pool.
And a Corrupting Potion, I may add, as well. So once that stack goes down, should be half on the mana bar. 10 seconds and then a minute. If English was correct, I'd say a minute and 10 seconds. Until that Herald actually spawns up. And I'm looking at items here. And how severe it's going to be, because Viper still with the Sheen, the tier stacking up, the CS advantage, Bot now backing away with the double longsword. Curious as to if that can become a noon quiver now for Huanfeng. And as we go through in this game, I think, again, let's keep track of those ultimates that are now up and available. Scout and Angel. You mentioned that Angel will be able to move first here. Well, he's back out on the map first, and Scout has actually just reset.
Still no opportunities present on the map because of the reset coming out from Flandre and top side, and the fact that your bot lane reset, right? So no easy gank onto either bot or top right now. We'll be able to get a bit more damage onto the turret. The thing we got to keep our eye out for now is going to be the Herald. I wonder if EDG will even opt to try and make their way up with this bot lane prio, or if they just keep hammering home on plates.
True.
Hammer home on plates, have Jiejie start up the dragon, and just allow Weibo to go for Herald.
go. I mean, that's just oppressive for Huanfeng. Jiejie moving back down. The Dragon there free. Huanfeng and On backing away. They're doing good warding, but every single time, Jiejie is the one clearing it out. So as he gets spotted out, a solo Herald by SofM up in the top side. Huanfeng and On once again left on this island. This is what we're talking about, guys. EDG love their bot lane. Something that we've seen for now a couple of splits.
And we're seeing that Angel's being the one of playing role of cover.
Yep.
Being like, hey, SofM, you clip towards the top side. You can get this Rift Herald. I have pressure in mid. I push at this point in time, right? Spread spell, flux on all the minions. Hover down is what he's doing. But right now, they're looking for a play on mid.
Okay, well, this could be a deep dive. SofM level 6, but he has the Herald in his back pocket. Lyric, Angel for the gold here, it seems like. Scout now hit down. SofM continuing the dive. There's the Sonic Wave, but it misses! After the kick, the Ignite comes through. Jiejie now there to cover with the Realm Warp from Angel. That's just to threaten. SofM still deep behind enemy lines. Jiejie with the Sky Splitter. Doesn't really split SofM apart, but it will send him packing. Chilling Smite won't be there in time, but Jiejie wants to run at him like all good bears do. And here's a Twist of Fate ulti, Destiny use. But Scout, much like Angel's ult, goes to waste.
By all metrics, I feel like that should have been a kill for the side of Weibo.
Agreed.
Very tragic that the Q from SofM misses after he kicks him, right? So should be able to nail down on the direction to throw out the Sonic Wave. Sadly, isn't. They are able to get out scot-free, and you traded Jungle Flash for mid lane Flash, so at least Scout going to continue to feel the pressure he has all game long in terms of getting pushed in and not really being able to play far forward in lane.
So, after all said and done, no kill going down, but a summon, as you mentioned, value trade, while EDG moves straight down to the Dragon. Waiting for this Herald to be placed down while Weibo want to contest, but it's after the fact. Onto Jiejie, the flash is there. Death Sentence from On needs to connect. He misses it because, of course, the ultimate from Jiejie splits the skies to come down. So EDG, first Dragon of the series, picked up at 10 minutes.
Yeah, EDG picking up the objective, even if they will lose Flash on their jungler. Very back and forth early game so far. We've seen a lot of attempts to pressure the map. Feels like the next thing we will be looking at is where SofM is going to opt to drop this Herald.
Sure.
The fact that you've already gotten plates off the mid lane turret and Angel is doing so well to keep up his pressure, I feel like should be a pretty good choice to just use that to enable further. And heck, you might even just be able to drop the turret with how much Angel's getting done.
Good point. It's down at 3 plates, so Herald will get this 2.5. Scout able to clear out the wave for now, though, but I like that Angel's got 15 CS.
Oh, SofM dropped it.
Okay. Well, it's going to be placed down mid, and Angel's going to be receiving half of the gold here. Angel will have a quick wave clear as well, and you're putting the game on the back of a player that, again, it's kind of like Yagao in JDG. We don't talk about mid as much as we do as Needlework comes down. Flandre actually close to being solo killed. The last Needlework doesn't connect from TheShy, though. Now we have to wait and see because SofM has joined on in. Sonic Wave, everything is Jiejie's behind him. They need to kill Flandre, but at half HP, he flashes away. But collateral damage buys the time. TheShy takes the last hard shot. So SofM nice and healthy. Angel's now joined up without the Realm Warp. He warped it, baby, with a bit of provocation. EDG might start another fight, but Weibo Gaming with a beautiful dive again, Lyric.
Really nice transition, right? Use the Herald, drop that one down mid, get more gold onto your mid laner, pivot into top side, threatening this dive on top, and heck, even get a Grump for your troubles as well. Weibo taking a ton away from EDG, but EDG still hammering home where they are strong. It's Viper doing so much work in this 2v2.
It's literally 2v2, and wow, good death sentence from On catching before the arcane shift. I was going to say, it's literally top versus bottom. It's jungle mid, even top lane, versus Viper and Meiko, because Viper and Meiko are where all the gold is of EDG right now, because gold's dead even.
Yeah, EDG, again, just being anchored by their bottom side. We still haven't really seen too impactful of usages of the globals out yet, right? I think it makes sense because Scout, who would probably want to be looking to enable the spot side even more, has just been getting pushed in the whole time. So now for EDG, they have to look to do something like what they're planning to do now, right? Set it up with a gold card, bring Jiejie in. He has a point-and-click stun as well. Should be enough CC between the two of you to where potentially you find a kill, or at the very least, try and force Angel off to allow for openings for Scout. But it becomes very tricky to move at this point, right? Because one wrong ultimate or wasted time from Scout leaving mid automatically means Weibo Gaming will pick up a mid lane turret.
Or Angel roam somewhere better and get a better play, right? Because you...
Or Angel will be better. I like it.
Well, it's the truth. Angel could get a better ulti off and, you know, Scout could be redundant. So at this point, with Weibo Gaming, I'm glad that we're at the very least seeing the strengths of this team play out against what is the best team in the league. You know, a lot of people coming in going, oh, well, EDG haven't shown us enough, but it's still obvious that this team coming back from Worlds is still one of, if not the best team in the LPL. So Weibo Gaming matching that here in the early game is a very good sign of life and a good sign as to why I was hyping up this series.
Yeah, definitely a close series on paper. I do think EDG came in as favorites though, right? Just for fair, the amount of accolades they've picked up over the past 6 months. But they are being tested once again. It will really come down to the mid game and how much Viper is able to do.
Okay, well, starting here with the Destiny and Everfrost to buy time. Weibo Gaming, though, won't let him escape. Scout is dead, and now with a Realm Warp in front of the bottom lane of EDG, they've just got the turret, but Weibo Gaming are sitting in front of a Volibear who's taken down SofM. He flashes away. Sonic Wave used here while Huanfeng joins him with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Low health bars blinking as Viper looks for the cleanup. Meiko and Jiejie on the other side. Flash forward versus the Gale Force, and Viper still on the wing. A Mantra Q, and Meiko inspires death for SofM. EDG punch back even harder than Weibo Gaming thought.
Weibo Gaming find a really nice pick, but then you try running into the Ezreal Karma. You have the front line there as well.
Woo! Flashes away.
Yeah, EDG just picking up more and more. And this is what we've been hitting on for EDG, right? Is that not all their games have necessarily looked the cleanest, but they always find their way back home. EDG Scout goes with the Destiny, but multiple members of Weibo Gaming are right here. And then this is where it gets a little bit questionable, right? You have a numbers advantage to understand what they're looking for, but just running straight into the poke coming out from EDG, this is what I think EDG can rely on.
Dragon's just been taken by EDG, and Weibo Gaming coming to explode them. They want more kills. There's need to work from TheShy versus 3 people. He slowed them down. He's sniffing Meiko. Look at this top laner go. SofM to claim the kill credit. The 5-1 leads in. And even though they lose the dragon, they come in for blood and a bigger gold trade.
And I'm not sure if it was On who found a hook or Angel starting it off, but Angel definitely flashed in and got the Rune Prism down onto Viper, which set up for the rest of the damage to follow through for Weibo. So Weibo right now, pretty much even in gold.
Somehow.
I guess, I was going to say, there's no stat for if they're even at 15 minutes because they're never even at 15 minutes. They're always either ahead or behind. So we're going to see a new dimension of Weibo in this game.
I mean, honestly, again, I don't want to keep just hyping up the series itself, but another great moment. There's always a cause and reaction. EDG, they got the dragon though, and this is the thing. They start to stack up these objectives. It is only a Cloud Soul. But they've now got another one with the Herald coming through as well. So at 16 minutes, EDG 100 gold behind apparently. And I want to point out that the gold still on their 80 carrying the bottom lane, who's gone for the Trinity Force here. So Viper with the Triforce, Huanfeng matching with the Gale Force for now. And after we get rid of that little robot, you guys can't see this, the advertising there. I want to point out that we've got 4 mythics across the board for everyone. Bar the supports on each team.
Well, we do have Mythic 4 Meiko. Nothing yet picked up for On.
Oh, just picked up, yeah.
Viper.
Okay, well, in enemy jungle, Meiko's deep. Sonic Wave is connected. And On's the one who picks it up with an Ignite. EDG have gone way too deep with the Realm Warp, and 3 people coming. That's the flay area as Everfrost slows down Jiejie, but Viper picks up the first kill. Never mind for Weibo Gaming. They'll clean up the rest. Into harm's way, Sonic Wave the kick. You're not getting out that easy. SofM on fire, and he's bringing the Angel alongside.
And that can be one of the risks of when you play an Enchanter support, is walking in aggressively for this deep vision in the enemy jungle. Weibo Gaming smell blood, they collapse instantly. Great by them. The fact that this is ballooned from pretty much a stalemate to 4 to 10 in kills for Weibo is massive. We're going to see here, though, Meiko starting it off on with a really nice hook because he did have the ward there. You're a Karma, dude. You are just dead. And now it leaves EDG in the position of, hey, we have to disengage, we have to get out of here. But the Realm Warp coming in extremely clutch. They get on top of all the members. Huanfeng even able to follow up with Gale Force. And EDG taking a commanding teamfight win.
A great look. At Weibo Gaming, of course, taking the teamfight win. But yeah, a great look coming through here, Lyric. A triple kill over to Angel. And all I can say is that now we have a big Ryze once again with Fimbulwinter stacking up. 2 items almost on SofM too. Jungle mid, cleaving EDG in this mid game.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that SofM is 100% kill participation, Angel is 80. I mean, these guys have been doing all the work for Weibo so far since early on, right? TheShy and Huanfeng and On just kind of getting to farm up respectively. Now with the 2K gold lead and being the team that should have pressure in the 5v5s, we're going to see if they can start translating this into some dragons.
Yep.
It will just be Cloud Soul, so still nice, but nothing I know LPL teams value all too highly.
That's true. For now, though, I want to point out Rift Herald from Jiejie is going to expire soon, so he's got to place that down up in the top side. It's coming very, very close. About a quarter of the duration left on it. EDG already get the top turret, though, so we'll see where he places this instead. And even the bottom lane of Weibo Gaming has to have bounty. English is really hard for me today. I don't know why. 200 CS for Huanfeng, who Lyric was bullied through the entire laning phase, so there's no real weak element of Weibo Gaming right now moving into these next couple of objectives.
No, I feel like the one area that EDG can try and bank on is the fact that they can have Ezreal, you know, kiting out the members of Weibo, because Weibo only have single target CC, right? You have the hook from On, you have Angel trying to set something up with an E followed by a W.
Viper. Dude.
Yeah, just like this, right? If Viper is in front of you, how do you really lock Viper down to where you can find a kill?
Press your pots. That's a life lesson for everyone. The reason Huanfeng is alive is because that refillable was used for the last time. So Flandre wants a collateral damage. He thought he could find him. Smoke screen there onto SofM as he's spotted out. And EDG, not only because of Viper's play are they going to get mid-turret, they send Huanfeng back. They're going to get on Dragon straight away. That one-man AD carry play that has set up this chain of events.
And honestly, EDG's comp is pretty much set up to enable him at this point, right? Karma with the shield and the speed up. Scout coming in with the gold card. Jiejie just being a meat shield. But look at TheShy. TheShy trying to find a flank.
The Viper did all that. You can see Weibo getting a steal feared. TheShy has now been spotted out in a ward. Jiejie goes in but can't get the steal, so one dragon over to Weibo Gaming. The Mantra Inspire gives some movement speed to Meiko and the rest of the team alongside with Lyric. Solari? No, Shirelias, sorry. Haven't played Karma for quite a while. That's my bad. So they get out of there. But Weibo Gaming now with one objective on the board, which is a big deal when they have the lead.
And I feel like the dichotomy between the two comps in the last fight is how the rest of the game will play out. In terms of, if Viper can, you know, put out this poke, nail down members before fights start, EDG will be feeling very comfortable because they'll be able to transition on to objectives first and keep trying to keep Weibo Gaming away from the play. But if Weibo can get in arm's reach of the champions on EDG, that's when it feels like they just have a ton more damage in their composition than the side of EDG can respond with.
Seeing the Weibo Gaming carries get to 3 items. Huanfeng will be there soon. He's just got the rapid fire cannon. 2 items picked up, of course, for mid lane and then some. We're getting a Frozen Heart through mid, guys. So it's, I don't want to call it the Doomby build, but it's the classic build at the moment. Thank Ryze, damage but never die. SofM kind of at that point as well. Lyric, Deadman's Plate on the way. And the only objective up for now is Baron. So I feel like Weibo Gaming in a comfortable position, holding vision control up here and playing around with that global that has kind of defined what this game one's been about.
Ooh.
Both, yes, good big damage from Viper. Big damage from Viper.
Yeah. Gets vision, you know, spots out where they are, puts down some pain, and relieves pressure from Scout to be able to answer these waves. Because for the side of Weibo, the one thing they can rely on at this point in time, right, is that they do win in sides. Angel's so massive right now. Ryze would be able to outscale the TF in terms of the 1v1 regardless. And then we knew TheShy's Gwen would eventually become an unstoppable monster that Flandre wouldn't be able to deal with. So for Weibo, we're going to see how this plays out in terms of, you know, probably hovering around mid, trying to push out these waves, then moving up top to enable Angel to be able to take this outer turret.
Oh, and I like this hovering after clearing vision. So they're going to do that quite easily. Scout set up with the Destiny. SofM starting to go pretty aggressive. Again, feeling confident here. The guy doesn't take too much damage at this point. And as Angel takes his turret, the match is a lot wider. Now, TheShy at base. I'm going to take note that this Rift Maker Gwen has gone for Morello's second rather than anything like Nash's. So I like that the side laning right now is pretty much just Angel and TheShy catching waves and then moving back with the rest of Weibo Gaming straight away.
Yeah, interesting by TheShy to actually commit to finishing the Morello when you're pretty much only buying it to deal with the Graves rather than go with, you know, something that would be a little bit more useful in terms of team fighting and skirmishing later on, but TPs are coming out.
Well, Angel's taking a Realm War. Where's he going, though? Into the middle of enemy lines. They've found Viper, the flash forward. It's on. On straight in with the box as well. Scout follows suit. He wanted to help his AD carry, but that's going to be to his death. 2 kills immediately. They found the core carry as TheShy has popped out the needlework. Lyric, Weibo Gaming on fire and on is having a bit of a masterclass.
And I think this should be a very easy Baron call for the side of Weibo. The damage on EDG just isn't there.
Sure.
They come, you find the turn. Should be a relatively easy fight for the side of Weibo. EDG, though, feeling like they need to contest because they have been losing every fight so far.
All right, but they're caught out. Meiko flashes away immediately, and that karma is Gonski. TheShy over the wall into Jiejie, zoning him away while the rest do the Baron. Weibo Gaming in control over the world champions in game number 1. As Baron goes down to 2K, it is more and more secured. Weibo Gaming with the gold lead in game number 1, and that pick sets up for everything to be in a winning favor.
Oh yeah, now Weibo definitely in control of the game. They get the resets off, make their way towards the bottom side of the map, get down vision, and start playing for this dragon. We're gonna see how this all started though, because Viper dashing in aggressively. Angel now putting some pressure on him with the Realm Warp, forcing him into this narrow choke point, but man, on with the flash hook. You love to see it. Scout also trying to be there just to get some presence. His brother in the bottom lane ends up going down as well.
And isn't it funny because I criticized On in the whole last series. You and I talked about him in his Calm Kench. There was a lot of suspicion with the Thresh because Rakan's been the one pick that you said yourself has been On's best this split and has been something he feels comfortable on. Everything else is a bit suspect. This Thresh game has been clean, and even though the laning phase was so rough for them, he's bounced back well. And, you know, we don't have to say off today, guys. We could finally say on is he's switched on. The light switch is there. And I think at this point, they're pretty scared of what the Thresh can do, especially around these objectives. And Lyric, another one's up. Another Cloud Dragon here and available. Already started up by SofM while the rest of Weibo Gaming keep them at bay. 2 dragons apiece. Weibo Gaming in control with the Baron buff and a 5k gold lead at 25 minutes against Edward Gaming.
Really nice vision denial coming out as well, right? They do their due diligence, make their way into the enemy jungle, get some control wards down, so EDG have no hope of even walking into contest. Their only way of trying to get in here is by Viper landing some of this poke. And let's remember as well that EDG don't have the best of wave clear either. Weibo can definitely wait for waves, start these sieges. We even seen the bot side now, right? TheShy putting so much pressure onto Scout, knowing he cannot match the push coming out from the Gwen.
I mean, even 2 items, there's a stopwatch there as well, folks, so TheShy can keep on going. Level 16 Gwen with extra snips available. For Gaming going to get another inner turret. Lyric, the gold is rocketing up and up and up. TheShy continues his pursuit in the bottom lane while EDG. I'm so glad you talked about wave clear because you're right. Looking at people like Flandre, the hook goes in for Jiejie. On does it again. On to Jiejie, he's at half HP. He has to get out of there with the Stormbringer. And Jiejie almost burnt down to a crisp. Weibo Gaming are not slowing down. As Flandre moves to the bottom lane against TheShy, he still has ulti, but he holds off for now. They move back to the mid lane. They're drawing EDG across the map.
Yeah, TheShy pulling down that pressure, making them come and answer. Are going to be able to get the turret off of this. I would assume they should back off now. TheShy does have TP soon if they want to just keep posturing and trying to buy time. They also could pivot up towards top side and look to pick up the last inner turret available for the side of EDG.
Okay. Well, that last inner stands strong for now as Scout will clear it out. The Baron buff has expired. I didn't get to see the Baron power play, but we know it was quite decent. And so for EDG, I guess, Lyric, the last hope here is the pick potential we can talk about. You know, Scout moving across the map, Viper as well, getting to play his range. And maybe finally getting a fight where Weibo Gaming don't jump on his head.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a rough one. I also want to highlight while talking about this the fact that Huanfeng picked up Bloodthirster rather than maybe going towards something like an IE for the more damage. And it's because he realizes that EDG's comp at this point in the game is very one-dimensional.
Yep.
The only damage pretty much is coming from Viper at this point, or at least the only impactful damage that would be able to take over a team fight. So gets the Bloodthirster, going to be able to lifesteal through any poke that would land on him anyway. And then just in a longer fight, he knows over time he will be dealing more damage than his counterpart. And again, we've already hit on, if Weibo Gaming can close the gap, they'll just be able to delete the members on the side of him. So nice see from Weibo, finally picking up that last inner turret.
It's a really good sign to see. Again, Weibo Gaming, I'm kind of in awe and disbelief in how clean this game has been. How, I guess, glued to their win conditions it's been, where SofM, around this top side, around the jungle, it started early on, TheShy on Jiejie. Like, level 1, this Gwen was a pain in the ass against this Volibear. And even Angel, SofM have been the same thing, trying to out-jungle Jiejie. It's been successful. And in this game number 1, it's really set the tone for the series. And Lyric, I think the story goes that for Weibo Gaming, they've really been playing with the new talent on their roster, and the new talent is TheShy. Like, they've got strength in each roles, and I think this is one of the biggest roster upgrades kind of unfolding in front of us.
I was gonna say that Engage comes out.
Good pick. What were you gonna say? You might have time.
I was gonna say it's not really an upgrade, right? They had been before. Things obviously weren't clicking for them, you know, last split with that iteration of the roster. And yeah, we can see the other members of Weibo definitely coming online. I also feel like this meta, I mean, just is objectively slower paced than what we had last year. The average game time has gone up, you know, a significant amount. The champion kills per minute has gone down by a significant amount. Yep. And I definitely feel like something along those lines has helped them.
Okay, so you know what? While I'm complimenting TheShy, you know what stays true? TheShy. What did I do a segment on? He's moderate. Moderate chilling at the moment because this guy is just, I don't know. Happened again. 45 seconds. That's the Dragon Timer.
Well, luckily for them, he does have a teleport up, so Weibo don't necessarily need to look to give that one away. The thing I'm more curious about is the Baron coming up in 7 seconds, which you know EDG are going to look to force right now to try and get a team fight with numbers advantage.
Well, they are. 5 versus 4 for another 25 seconds, and I'll be looking for that Shy teleporters. This is going to be an objective bounty as well. 8,000 gold separates EDG from Weibo Gaming as they walk into the river. 5 versus 4. Still mighty on Huanfeng and Angel. Baron being thought about a little bit harder here as Viper looks for it. You can see Huanfeng playing with the range once again. Flandre on the backside for now, but Jiejie taking a lot of damage, and Huanfeng hits one auto, and it's danger signs for Edward Gaming. They pull off the Baron. They can't force Weibo Gaming in a bad position. Now Weibo just go back towards mid while EDG return to their defense.
And you can see the value of the Bloodthirster in that fight as well. I believe Huanfeng got hit by like one TF Q and maybe an Ezreal Q, and you can just instantly brush it off. Woo! And that is going to be the play pattern for them as they try to bait out or force a Baron themselves.
Yeah, that Realm Warp, cheeky right towards the purple worm. Jiejie walking in. There's a level difference in junglers, but more importantly, they can't even get past Angel. This tank Ryze zoning them off with the AoE. A great hook from On again. Viper trying to get away, but SofM follows into his death as Huanfeng is free firing, and TheShy has joined back in to hit Flandre with the final piece of needlework. All downhill once again as the world champions are being beat out by Old Suning plus TheShy.
I gotta say, I just love how much On and Angel coming together on this Ryze and Thresh. Yeah. They've been nailing Viper down and making it so easy for the side of Weibo to win these team fights.
Game number 1, 16-5 is all people will see, and they'll say it was a stomp. It was close in the early game, but Weibo Gaming ran with it, and this explosive power we talked about showcased against EDG in game number 1.
It also just comes to the fact that, again, if you haven't really been following the LPL, even though EDG have been undefeated, they have had messy games throughout their series so far. So this isn't something that's necessarily entirely too surprising. They drafted this composition where it's like, hey, it's all about the bottom lane and hammering down through that. They did do that, right? In the 2v2, they won out spectacularly, did a great job in playing in skirmishes, but just the amount of pressure that Angel was able to generate in mid lane in that 1v1, and then him and SofM linking up and just causing chaos all around the map was phenomenal. And then when it came to team fights and skirmishes, there's a few times where we see Angel going for the flash E into the W, onto Viper, and I mean, he can't move. He's just dead. Or there's been times where On was setting it up with his flay, with his hook, and making sure that Viper was always nailed down. Because if EDG had any hope of winning, Viper needed to put out damage. Viper did need to play a little bit forward, did need to play a little bit aggressively, and Weibo were able to capitalize.
I think as well, like we saw some of the plays Viper made when he was able to step forward, right? In mid lane, getting Huanfeng low, almost killing him with the True Shot Barrage, helping get set up for Dragon. Unfortunately, at that point, you know, Weibo Gaming still had quite a bit of an edge on EDG. But I think all in all, this was a really exciting first 15 minutes, a big sway back and forth of just control. Forget gold, just control.
Yeah, I was going to say, control's a great word, especially when looking at the damage graphs, right? Because this is a very low damage game. Like,
It really is.
in comparison to every other LPL game that we have. So, Weibo just doing a great job controlling the map. We hit on even like the cool things in terms of like item builds and things like that. They did the Bloodthirster adaptation was really cool. And at the end of the day, it wasn't enough for EDG. They're gonna have to be the team that needs to adapt going into game 2. I don't think that should be hard for them. Shouldn't be hard for either team to adapt to whatever the other team pulls out. Because if you missed our opening segment, both of these teams do kind of have champion notions right now. They are willing to play anything.
Dude, like TheShy, Flandre right now playing, what did you say, a unique champion, bar the Graves?
Yeah, I mean, now I guess it's 3 games of Graves, but every other game has been unique, right? The Annie, the Vladimir, the Cho'Gath, like,
Not the same.
again,
Like
these guys can completely change what they're going to do in the next game. The one thing you know for EDG that'll stay true is it probably will be around that bottom lane, and when it comes to Weibo, you know, again, mid-jungle top will be the focus.
And it feels good to say that, you know, like we've seen opposite sides as well for the focus in that early game. And for Weibo Gaming, getting the ball rolling looks so good. It was a really fun game to start us off with the series. Let's hope we go another 2 more. Weibo Gaming versus EDG starts with a 1-0 for Weibo. We'll see if EDG can bring it back here in the series right after this.